Now, every member of Congress gets to serve on 2 committees, and I made it clear back in 2020 and again this year when I was running for Congress that I wanted to serve on the Natural Resources Committee in order to take care of Western North Carolina's national parks and national forests, and the Veterans Affairs Committee in order to take care of the 48,000 veterans that call Western North Carolina home. You know, we're lucky here in Western North Carolina to have the Charles George VA Medical Center right here in Asheville. There are 170 medical centers in the VA system, and the Charles George VA Medical Center ranks number 2 in patient quality. But things are going to get worse, not better. You know, when Donald Trump took office, they announced they were going to cut 80,000 positions at the VA. But after pressure from both sides of the aisle, they backed off and said they'd only fire 30,000 people, which they've done. And then this week, they announced they're going to eliminate 35,000 more positions that are currently unfilled. And those are doctors and nurses and medical technicians, people that provide patient care. And you can't tell me that you can do more with less and that getting rid of 10% of the VA workforce is going to improve the quality of health care for veterans. If you think less people makes for a better, more effective, more efficient organization, then try putting 9 or 10 players on the field in football and see how well you fare. Well, these additional cuts, as I said, are going to make matters worse. And it's the typical Republican playbook. You demonize government and government employees, and then when you get power, you underfund it to actually prove your point that it doesn't work, and then push it into the private sector where the motive is profit, not taking care of people. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, where the Republicans are trying to downgrade the VA and to push veterans out into the private sector where there's profits to be made for the big insurance companies and the big healthcare providers. If you think that's a good thing, just look at Mission Hospital and what's happened there, where a once great system that took care of patients is now a profit center for a big corporation. Well, if you want to make sure that the VA doesn't become the next Mission Hospital, we got to get rid of people like Chuck Edwards and his ilk. It's time that we put people ahead of profits, and particularly when it pertains to America's veterans.